Kenneth Branagh is back as the star and director of this brand new film, Death on the Nile, a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express. His Hercule Poirot is back, and so is that mustache. I'll let you know if this is one you should be going out to see in the theaters next. Hey everyone, it's the Outlaw John Rocha here with a review for you for Death on the Nile, this brand new film that is out in theaters this weekend with Kenneth Branagh back here to reprise this role as Hercule Poirot. We've seen Poirot. David Suchet did a fantastic job on TV. So I was excited to see Murder on the Orient Express when it came out a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and I enjoyed what Branagh brought to it. Yeah, the mustache was crazy and whatever, but his Poirot was a bit edgier, a bit more emotional, a bit more passionate, shall we say, than what I remember with Suchet or with Ustinov or even Albert Finney, who did the original Murder on the Orient Express. So I was curious to see what we were going to get here as this serves as a bit of a sequel. And I'm going to talk about all of this just a second. But I just want to remind you all to please subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button. If you're enjoying these reviews, trailer reactions, the live videos, the pre-produced videos, all the stuff we got going on here on the Outlaw Nation channel, then please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button so you see when we're dropping all the content we do here. And if you're on Twitch, follow me there, the Outlaw Nation, all one word on Twitch. Been doing a lot of watch-alongs of the recent NFL playoff games. Going to do some movie watch-alongs this week through Amazon Prime, as I'm an affiliate there. So definitely, if you want to hear my thoughts on a movie, watch a movie with me, and hear my commentary throughout, then definitely go and follow me on Twitch and look out for those when I post them or announce them on my social media. And later, I'll let you know how you can be part of the Patreon and have an interactive support to everything we do here on the Outlaw Nation Patreon. All right, enough of that. Let's jump into this non-spoiler review here for Death on the Nile. If you've never seen the 1978 adaptation or read the Agatha Christie book, this is the basic plot of the movie. While on vacation on the Nile, Hercule Poirot must investigate the murder of a young heiress. That's basically it. Now, when we start out, we get this interesting backstory for Poirot set in World War I. A younger Poirot in World War I. There are two really emotionally powerful things that happen to him that resonate throughout the movie and pay dividends as we get to the climax of the film for sure. Then we jump in time to what is modern day for the film, and it's right after the events of Orient Express. He goes to this club, and at this club, he meets five of the main characters that we're going to be dealing with here throughout the movie, including Gal Gadot's Lynette Ridgway, Armie Hammer's Simon Doyle, Emma McKay's Jacqueline de Belfort, Sophie Okonedo's Salome Otterborn, and Letitia Wright's Rosalie Otterborn. And we find out their connection to Lynette Ridgway. Gal Gadot is the central part of this movie, of course, other than Kenneth Branagh's Poirot. So we meet those five characters here. Then we jump to 6 weeks later, and Simon Doyle and Lynette Ridgway have been married. They're on their honeymoon. They're inviting their friends and family to come along. Everybody you met in the club is coming along here. But we also get introduced to some new characters popping in to join this wedding party. And that includes Ali Fazal's Cachadorian, who plays Lynette Ridgway's cousin and executor of her estate, Rose Leslie, who plays Louise Bourget, the assistant to Lynette Ridgway. We also get Don French in here as Bowers and Jennifer Saunders, Marie Van Schuyler, French and Saunders back together again. And then Russell Brand as Windlesham. We also see the return of Tom Bateman as Bach, and Annette Bening is in here as Bach's mom, Euphemia Bach, who meet up with Hercule Poirot. So they're all invited on this ship. And then we see the return of Emma McKay as Jacqueline de Belfort. Then someone is killed. And after that person is killed, Poirot is on the case and he has to find the killer before he himself is killed or more people die at his expense. So very interesting film. And I have to say, overall, I enjoyed it. It starts out really well with that backstory. Then it kind of stumbles a little bit introducing everybody. It's a little clumsy and awkward, but we get there. And once we get to that ship, it's all thrusters go. Let's get into some of the things that I like. Certainly, as I mentioned here, the acting. Branagh is incredible once again as Poirot. I'm telling you, I've never seen a Poirot like this, that is intelligent but emotional. He's passionate. He can let his anger fly when he needs it to fly. And that's Branagh as an actor. He always throws it. If you've ever seen Wallander, he does that. Just about every film, you've got a Branagh anger moment, a breakout moment, certainly when he lets his guard down and lets his passions and emotions out. But it works here with his interpretation. And he's haunted by stuff that happened to him in World War I. So we have this kind of melancholy, this kind of bittersweet feelings of loneliness, rather, that he's dealing with and navigating as the film goes along. And he brings such a pathos, such a vulnerability, such such a sadness to his Poirot combined with his passionate outbursts and his arrogance, which is a characteristic of Poirot because he's so intelligent. He brings all of that to bear, and I think Branagh does an excellent job. The Gal Gadot does an excellent job as well. Gal Gadot spreading her wings a little bit in a new genre here, playing a character. She, it's not a jump or a stretch of imagination to see her as a famous actress because she is, or as a beautiful woman because she is, or as a desirable woman because she is for a lot of people. And so to see her in this film, you got to play a little bit more, and you can see the pain and the fear and the anger and the concern and the worry she's having, and she plays that well. And I know I may get in trouble for this, but I think Armie Hammer does an excellent job as well in this movie. He is a cad. He is one of those son of the rich guys type of thing, one of these privileged dudes, and he plays it really well. Emma McKay is good as well. She's scheming, she is scary, she is unsettling. Sophie Okonedo is a standout as well, playing an American jazz singer. I don't know if that's her voice that they use for the songs, but her interpretation and her acting of those songs as she's singing them is really well done here. Letitia Wright is good, as well as Rosalie Otterborn. And as I mentioned here, in that Benning, bringing a strength, bringing a power, bringing a gravitas to her Euphemia, essentially the Michelle Pfeiffer character, or role rather, from Murder on the Orient Express. Rose Leslie does a nice job. Ali Fazal does a nice job changing from someone who is a bit more obnoxious to someone who slowly breaks down as this situation goes along. French and Saunders doing their thing, so great. What are you going to say? They're just veteran, fantastic actresses. And then Russell Brand. I think Russell Brand, this is some of the best work Russell Brand has ever done. I mean, this is a very restrained, caring, sympathetic performance from Russell Brand that I did not expect. But overall, I think he does a really incredible job as we discover his love for Lynette, how deeply his love for Lynette coursed through him as we go along. And Tom Bateman, my God, I hated him in Cold Pursuit. I think he was a terrible villain in that Liam Neeson adaptation, American adaptation of that film. But him in these movies has been a wonder and a revelation, and I really enjoy him. He's a guy who immediately, this is a character that you love. He's got a spirit, a joie de vivre. He loves life, and it's such a great juxtaposition to the kind of hangdog sadness or skepticism or cynical approach to life that Poirot has because of the things that he's experienced. So their friendship is so well as a yin and yang friendship. It works so well as the case goes along in the film. Speaking of the film itself, in terms of the case, I think Michael Green does a great job adapting Agatha Christie's original novel. Really some nice changes here. He streamlines this thing, cuts out the fat. We get to the point. We get to these characters. We get to the interactions. We get to the building suspicions with each of these characters. The way the suspicions are presented for each of these characters, that they're connected to the person who was killed and how they're connected to the person who gets killed and murdered, rather, is really well done. And I enjoyed it. I accepted it. I bought into it. It made sense. And I connected to all their journeys throughout. And that backstory, which, as I said, I don't think I've ever seen in any other Poirot adaptation. I think that was added by Michael Green, and they do a great job of bringing that backstory back and having it resonate throughout the movie. So shout out to him for doing an incredible script here. And then Kenneth Branagh's direction. Whoo! Kenneth Branagh's direction overall is fantastic in this movie. Really enjoy what he brings to the movie. We talked about pacing in the script, pacing as well as a director here, how he's setting these scenes up, how he's directing these actors to play multiple levels in these scenes. So you as the viewer, if you have never read the book or never watched the 1978 adaptation, you're questioning and wondering who the killer could be. There's a lot of reasons given for each person why they might kill, and they're believable reasons. And so when you're watching these scenes getting filmed, Branagh does a great job of ratcheting up the tension with angles, with where he places the camera, how long he keeps the camera, how he moves the camera in and out of the boat, and how he moves it out onto the places in Egypt when they go to the pyramids, when they go to these other temples around in Egypt. He does a great job with the direction here. And certainly want to give some love to the cinematographer. Haris Zambar-Lucas does a great job with the cinematography in this movie. Egypt is so beautiful through his eyes, whether it's CGI or real, those sequences, he does a great job bringing it to life and framing it and putting the right colors in and making you fall in love. I mean, I wanted to go to this Egypt immediately as I was watching this movie, not just because Mo Salah is from Egypt, Liverpool shout out, but also the shots on the Nile, the way he makes the water come to life, the ship itself is a whole nother fantastic piece of this film, and the way he sets us, the way he kind of shoots the ship and shoots sequences within the ship, the way the ship looks on the water. There's one shot of the ship on the water that is absolutely gorgeous, but there are a number of gorgeous sequences throughout this movie, and that's a big shout out to Harris Zambarlukas and Kenneth Branagh's his cinematography and Kenneth Branagh's direction, and Patrick Doyle back with Branagh. Ever since Henry V, they've worked together, and he does a great job with his score in the movie as well. Now, the things that I could ding for it, the first thing I would say is I don't think we spend enough time getting to know these characters. Yes, I say you cut the fat, but you can still kind of add scenes between these characters that are not necessarily privy to Poirot's attention. And I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more here with these characters, a little bit more getting to know. For example, Russell Brand doesn't even speak until he gets on the ship. And meanwhile, he's there at the hotel, there at the wedding party, there at all these things, but doesn't really speak that much till he gets on the ship. Then after the events start to happen piece by piece, he starts to speak more. So I would have liked to have gotten to know a bit more of him. French and Saunders, I think they're banking on the fact that it's French and Saunders, and they don't have to give a lot of backstory between them because just seeing them together on screen, they have such great natural chemistry. But that's a little bit of a cop-out. Would have liked a little bit more. And as I said, Rose Leslie as well, just got handed to us as Lynette's assistant. Rose Leslie is a phenomenal actress, and so I would have liked to have seen her get something a bit more meatier to chew on in the movie. In some of the sequences, they're really small. This is nitpicky stuff. Some of the sequences, like for example, we go down underwater and watch a fish eat another fish. We get it. It's a bit on the nose, but those are nitpicky things. Let me tell you, it's not as good as Orient Express, which I thoroughly enjoyed, but it's a damn good close second. That's what I said in my tweet. Death on the Nile begins with a surprising Poirot backstory, stumbles a bit, but recovers in time to deliver an engaging, taut, and well-acted murder mystery that will delight fans of Kenneth Branagh's Poirot. It's not as good as Orient Express, but it's a damn good close seconds. I give this film 3.75 cowboy hats out of 5 cowboy hats. This is an enjoyable film, one you should definitely go see this weekend. And let me know what you thought about it if you do go see it down in the comments section below. Let me know what you thought of this review in the comments section below as well. Remember, hit a like on this video and share it on your social media. When you share it on your social media, you're telling your friends and family, hey, the Outlaw Nation is a cool place to come and hang out. Maybe they'll come and subscribe, and do that if you haven't done that yet. Subscribe to the Outlaw Nation down below and hit that bell button so you see when we're dropping all the content we do here on the Outlaw Nation. Don't forget, I'm on Twitch, the Outlaw Nation, all one word on Twitch there. And if you want to support us and have an interactive element to your support of the Outlaw Nation, head over to the Patreon, patreon.com/John Rocha. All right, mes amis, go and enjoy this film, and I'll talk to you next time with another brand new review here on the Outlaw Nation.